your multidimensionality is your parallel selves. Wow, I just got this revelation, and this is such a mind-blowing because actually it's all connects. The more you dive deep into yourself, the more you find another door to another dimension, another door, another way to another reality. The possibility is really infinite. As you keep moving authentically, as you keep creating new paths, at the same time you're also reinventing new possibility that actually connected with memory from your past life, yet also your future self. Because everything connects, you're always interconnected with all. The universe is the full spectrum from nothing, everything, all in between and beyond. Have you ever wondered the connection between your multidimensionality with your parallel selves? In this episode, let's dive into it. Hello beautiful soul, welcome back to this channel with me, cindyaco. On this channel we share about consciousness, vibration, energy, and all beyond physicality to guide your transcendence journey so you can shine as flow of universe. If you are here, you're already aware that there are so much more than what you've been taught to or what you think you knew all this time. And it's not only more, but there's also less than what you think it is. In order to fill your cup or new kind of energy for greater energy, you need to empty your cup first so you can share your cup. You are the infinite experiencing the finite. That means you might already unfold another version of you might never knew it exists in you. If you're confused about this, then this episode is for you, because to understand something, we need to see beyond those fields. We need to expand our consciousness so that we can see from out of the field itself, which is the universal field or the greater I that is already everywhere, every time, all around us, within us, everywhere. Point of view or perspective is like time. These are the byproduct of our chemical, physical, biological process that create perception, time, reality, that makes good time pass very fast and bad time pass very slow. But when you detach from good or bad, time become timelessness or eternal bliss, which is pure consciousness. That also connected with another ancient quote that says that time and space are not conditions of existence. Time and space is a model for thinking. So what does that mean? That means your existence in this lifetime is the model of thinking of your higher self. So your life in this lifetime is like an idea of your higher self. That means we are not only experiencing the conditions of reality that we think it is, but we are experiencing our state of consciousness, our state of being, composed by memory, imagination, talents or gifts, our perception. Before awakening, you might think that reality is something that is happening for you. After awakening, you realize that reality is something that you produce, is something that you create. That's why you can make or create your own reality. You can create your own time and space, because your pure nature, your pure essence is bliss, infinite and eternal itself. And there are so much more beyond what you can see in physicality. We can only see in life or as life as great as the depth of your inner journey. The more you dive deeper to know thyself, the more you can see various reality, the more you unfold your multidimensionality, you expand your consciousness so that you can see from expanded, broadened consciousness. Because reality is not about events that is occurring or happening, it's about our response about the event or things that is happening in each very moment. After you realize again about what you truly are, which is eternal, infinite, bliss, pure consciousness. At the same time, realize that you are a multidimensional being, because dimension is actually not like a linear stairs. Your multidimensionality is like enter into a new door of opportunity. You can jump into one another at the same time. You can back to your past life. At the same time, you can also experiencing your future self as you. Reality is not the events that is occurring or happening at that moment. Reality is how we respond to the events. That is our state of consciousness that we are experiencing as a reality. That's why each of us experience life or reality differently, because we are actually experiencing different state of consciousness. That's why we see reality differently. Although we see the same events, the same point of view, what we are experiencing is actually comes from within. That's why outer reality created by inner reality. For example, if your best friend is celebrating his success, everyone that come into his celebration can see reality differently, whether they focusing on his look, his ability, his intelligence, his spirituality, achievement, his past life, his background, etc. And if you're asking which one of them are true, there's no such thing as right and wrong, because everything is just pure consciousness experiencing itself from different degree or spectrum of consciousness. So it's not about the event or the object or the thing itself. It's about the consciousness that we are experiencing. Previous days ago, I meditate and I asked about what's the next thing that I need to share to my audience, and then they shared to me the clues about memory, time and space. And at that time I was totally blind or completely mentally doesn't comprehend them yet, because these clues were so confusing, because I didn't know the connection at all and what they really meant by that. As time goes by, I watched Sense8 series by the Wachowski, which are also the directors of the Matrix, Cloud Atlas, Jupiter Ascending. Through Sense8, I realized what is out-of-body experience, which is also connected with what I just shared about memory. They connected with reality, which is our state of consciousness itself. Also the interconnectedness of some clusters. Now I truly get it about the importance of understanding your starseed lineages, for understanding your archetypes, because it gives clarity about all of your inquiries, especially about your transcendence experience. The sunset is actually represent about starseeds, lineages or soul family cluster, such as your astrology, human design, lightworkers types, or another archetypes. It can give you clarity about why you do what you do, why you are what you are now, what kind of type you are, what you're better at, and how to utilize your power more intentionally, insightful, and impactful for others. And through this series as well, I finally realized that turned out what we think as multidimensional selves is actually another you that also live at the same time with you in this reality, just in a different space. And by time, through experience, you will get what exactly your transcendence experience really is, why you are experiencing that, and what's the essence behind all of that. Through the interconnection of sunset cluster, I realized that you are not alone. Everything that you are experiencing is exactly divine preparation that led you here. For me, this is the best series for the open-minded, especially for the awakened soul or conscious soul that can see beyond physicality, yet also experiencing some transcendence experience, such as out-of-body experience, maybe some clairs, maybe telepathic communication, or maybe you experiencing the inexplicable connection with your cluster that you haven't realized yet. I've been experiencing some of this in previous video. I call this experience as anonymous. After I watched Sense8 series, all of this finally makes sense. And I was like, Wow! Your multidimensional self is your parallel selves. You can channel one another, gifts, talents, benefits, connection, and because of this interconnection, you might also experiencing what your parallel selves experience, the pains, the suffer, the sadness, grieving. You can feel what they feel, and you can also help one another, exactly as what I experienced about the anonymous, to get to know and understanding the emotion that your parallel selves experiencing. See yourself, befriend yourself. Although you don't know what exactly the part of you that is unfolding, it's okay, just allow it to introduce itself to you through experiencing it. What I was experiencing before I made the episode was actually the unfoldment of my parallel selves. How divine all of this experience that led me here for the evolution of consciousness. Especially now I'm here and I can share this with you because I love you. You that watching this is also my parallel selves. We might be separate with the illusion of time, but after you realize that time is actually an illusion, as what Einstein said, that the only reason for time is so everything doesn't happen at once. Behind all of illusion of separation, illusion of limitation, we are all one. We are all interconnected in space and time. And I hope that one day we can meet physically with one another. I actually also preparing this. What do you think about that? Highly recommend to watch this series, or if you have another recommendation, you can kindly comment down below. What are the movies that gives you such clarity or unfold revelation or insight? I'm really excited to know your research, what you are experiencing, your transcendence experience after your spiritual awakening, or even before your spiritual awakening, that you might didn't know what all of this is about, but then you finally realize what that is. I'm so curious to know. As always, you know I love you eternally. Namaste.